It's just something about reading physical arcs that I don't like. I think it's because I never know what they're gonna change, if they change anything in the final copy, and it's like, I'm not about to reread. That sounds great. Where is it in the book? Give me something. I laughed when I read that, but now that I'm reading it out loud, I don't think it was supposed to be funny. There was a whole lot of nothing and a whole lot of something going on. He's a little jelly. When they first met, they didn't feel sparks, and I didn't feel it either. Hey. And action. Hey, welcome back to my channel. This week, I thought I would make a reading vlog featuring some of the new releases from this year. I've read a ton of new releases. We have some books right here that could potentially be in here. We're gonna save this book for last because this is the one that I'm currently reading, so I will also have an update. I wanted to go through some of the potential books that I could read in this vlog. I just don't know where my head is at right now. The Partner Plot, These Deadly Prophecies, Tender Beast, Say You'll Be Mine. Now, these two books, I'm just showing it to you because they came out this year, but I highly doubt I'm going to even read them. The Colliding Worlds of Mina Lee. I saw this on my last library trip and I just saw it look like POC characters on the cover, and you guys know I definitely try to read majority BIPOC authors. I do diversify my reading in other ways as well, but more specifically, I like for the majority of my books to be by BIPOC authors. Wish of the Wicked. I've already renewed this once already. I was actually gonna do a video where I read fantasy books, kind of like a fantasy taste test. It's a little chunky. I just don't see myself reading it right now. We're gonna jump right into the first book of this video, which is called Relative Strangers. This is an art copy. I received this from HTP, The Hive. I'm a part of the influencer program. This will be out on April 2nd. Where to start with this book, y'all? I'm currently on page 150. Not quite at the halfway mark. I've read this much, I have this much left. This is my third physical arc that I've ever received. And this is the first time that I'm actually reading it. One of them I was sent the finished copy, so I just read the finished copy. The other one, I never received a finished copy, but I was like, I'm just gonna get it from the library. It's just something about reading physical arcs that I don't like. I think it's because I never know what they're gonna change, if they change anything in the final copy, and it's like, I'm not about to reread. I don't reread on this channel. But this is my first time reading a physical one, and it's not going great. A timely spin on Sense and Sensibility, a 21st century family drama featuring two half-Korean sisters, ex-hippie mother, multiple messy love affairs, and one explosive secret that could ruin everything. That sounds great. Where is it in the book? Give me something. I'm not familiar with Jane Austen. Personally, I'm not interested. I had to actually go and look up what Sense and Sensibility is, because, like, what it's about, because I'm like, I can't go through this book with not knowing what it's a remake of or a twist on. Even that sounded confusing. This is confusing as hell. I'm definitely not reading the classic, I can tell you that now, which I wasn't planning on it anyway. I don't even know what to tell you so far. It's just nothing. It's detailed, but yet it feels like I'm missing chunks of information. I was definitely expecting for it to be a lot more dramatic, and I'm not familiar with this author. And the thing is, I'm gonna finish it regardless. Low-key, I do feel that at least something is gonna happen towards the end. I can feel it. Right now, it's looking like a 3. It's not horrible. Like, I could see someone loving this. It does have its moments. I do find that there are little funny moments. I think I highlighted. Amelia asks her mom, what were you and Harry talking about? It looked really juicy. Eleanor, who is Amelia's sister, says, I'm going to start dinner now, but talk loudly so I can hear you. I laughed when I read that, but now that I'm reading it out loud, I don't think it was supposed to be funny. I thought it was a little humorous. Next, I would love to read Say You'll Be Mine maybe in this video. Hey! Of course, it's been a while. Relative Strangers, I believe I gave a 3 Let me double check. I was supposed to double check before I logged in. Oh, child. Ooh. Okay. I didn't like it. I am giving it a 2.5. First and foremost, I don't think that I'm the target audience for this book. But lately, within, the past year, I've been giving books, typically that I wouldn't normally read a chance. And I'm still glad I gave it a chance, but I don't think I'm the target audience. I'm not familiar with Jane Austen. I'm not familiar with Sense and Sensibility. There was a whole lot of nothing and a whole lot of something going on. It started out good. It's a 21st century family drama. Where was the drama? It wasn't until 250. Mind you, 250 is right here. This is how much you would have left. Is when it actually gets good and that drama kicks in. A 2 means I ultimately didn't like the book, but I could pick out 1 or 2 things that I liked. But the reason I'm giving it that half is because once I got to less than 100 pages left, like 80 pages left, that's when it started to pick up. Oh, another thing I really liked, the relationship between the 2 sisters. Say You'll Be Mine, which is an Indian romance. The only thing I remember about this is we have an FMC that likes their friend, but their friend is like getting married to someone else. He's proposing to someone so that she's not alone. Oh, he asks her to be his best woman, and she likes him. Her mom ends up matching her with some guy, and so they're gonna kind of fake being together while she's planning this wedding. Hey, so I have a little update. Look at my bed, it's a mess. I just filmed my first quarter wrap up. We got to talk about Say You'll Be Mine. It's going okay. I'm on page 88, so I've read 88 pages before I even got home. Right, I read this morning before I clocked in. I read during my 2 15-minute breaks, and I read during my 30 lunch. Everything that I said plot-wise, I was right. That's what it's about. Here's the thing. It's also in third person, which I don't normally mind. The only time I mind it is whenever the third person is obvious. And it's obvious. That sounds dumb, but I can't tell you how many books I've read that I didn't realize until 60% of the way in. 50%, 80%. 30% that it was third person. And the fact that I was able to realize it within like 30 pages, not 30%, 30 pages, says a lot. It's going very fast, which is not a long book. It's 307 pages, which one of the things I hate about physical books, specifically because you can actually see it, all of this is junk. Not junk, but that's not even a part of the book. You know what I mean? That's extra stuff. I hate that extra stuff. I don't feel like I'm connecting with the characters. Like I'm just reading the words on the page, which is not good. I'm not feeling the connection. I feel disconnected, right? I feel like that might be a reason why a lot of people don't like third person, because we feel like outsiders. Oh, so quickly, I do know names now. Seth is the best friend that Meghna likes, and he's the one that's getting married. Karthik, Karthik, that's our MMC's name, our love interest. They are in the car. He knows about Seth. He heard about him through Meghna's brother, but he doesn't know the connection. Like, what is it? Like, why is she going along with this fake engagement? He doesn't know that yet. He doesn't know all the details. He knows that he's gonna have to go with her to Seth's wedding, but he doesn't know the connection between Seth and Meghna. Meghna is on the phone with Seth, and Seth at this point doesn't know about Karthik. He doesn't know about him yet, but they're cahooting because she's the, and I said best woman. They don't say best woman in here, it's just best man. She's giggling like he says something funny, and Karthik, he's a little jelly, and it was so funny. They're coming from an event for Karthik's job because he may get a promotion, and again, he can hear them on the phone. He can hear both both sides because the phone is like really loud, and he says, "We're almost at the hotel, Meghna," and he said it louder than necessary. And then he hears Seth say, "Who's that? Is that a guy?" Y'all, it was so funny, and that's how Seth finds out that she has a fiance. Ooh. Did you hear my stomach? When I read it, when I tell you, I just cackled out loud. Good news, bad news. The book got better. Bad news is, it wasn't enough. I'm rounding it down to a 3, but I just don't know, do I want to give it a 3.5 or like a 3.25? Let's talk about it. So I literally just finished it 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. And then watch I forget everything. It just didn't do it for me. And I'm disappointed because this was like a highly anticipated read of mine. I'm also coming off the high of reading The Neighbor Favor. I just don't think it worked as a romance. There's two conflicts. There's a non-romance conflict and there's a, you know, the conflict that comes from the romance. And when I read the non-romance conflict, I was like, that's what I want. I wanted that. I think she should have done something else that went along with that non-romance conflict. It did pick up, but not until literally like 200 pages. I mean, yeah, 207 pages when I had literally 100 pages left. And then my ears kind of perked up and I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I wasn't into it. I think I said that already. I was just reading it to read it, reading it to finish it. I don't know if I said that, but it was because it was so fast-paced. I felt no connection to the characters. I didn't care. I just didn't. The reason why I'm giving it that half, because it was just gonna be a 3. There were some cute moments, again, especially once I hit that 200 page mark. They weren't together enough. So they actually live in separate states. Meghna lives in Dallas, Texas, and Karthik lives in New York. I don't know what, maybe Manhattan, I don't know. I don't know where in New York. There was traveling that they were doing. The reason why they were together was to get Karthik's mom off his back with finding someone to marry, but to also kind of make Seth jealous. There wasn't enough wedding moments. There wasn't enough moments between them, like just, I think that's why. And another thing is when they first met, they didn't feel sparks and I didn't feel it either. Normally I'll read, you know, a book where they're gonna fake an engagement or a fake date, and it's like they instantly feel this attraction, or they might even know each other already, and this is just their excuse of getting together. But in this one, it's like they were complete strangers. If anything, this is how I would expect some type of fake engagement between strangers to go. But for my Delulu mind, I wasn't happy with it. Yeah, we're done with that. Next up, here are my options. Tender Beast, These Deadly Prophecies, The Partner Plot, Sex, Lies, and Sensibility. I'm leaning more towards this one because I like having the option of reading an ebook as well if I need to. And it's also short. Ciao. Long time no see. So change of plans. This is most likely going to turn into a sit down video because I have been reading like it's nobody's business, and it's like as soon as I get home I'm not even thinking about vlogging my reactions. So I don't remember what I last said in the previous clip. I was supposed to look, but not doing any of that either. But I will complete whatever thoughts I had there after this book that I'm about to mention. How to End a Love Story. This was gifted to me from Avon, an imprint of HarperCollins. It's my turn to post about it tomorrow. I believe it just came out today, April 9th. Let's talk about it. So we have a girl named Helen, and this is, I don't know if it's interracial, but I do know that our FMC is Chinese. 13 years ago, I think when she was still in high school, her sister, oh, I'm not gonna say that. I told myself I wasn't gonna say what happened because when I read the synopsis, it doesn't say that. So all I'm gonna say is 13 years ago, Helen and our MMC Gage, Grant, I know a Gage, or I knew a Gage. Grant and Helen went through something very tragic, because when I read it, I was like this. I will tell you the trigger warnings though. On-page discussions of complicated grief, suicide, loss, and the death of a sibling. Fast forward 13 years later, and Helen is a YA author, and Grant is a TV screenwriter. Her latest book, or whatever popular book she did, is going to be going from page to screen, and he's like the main writer for it. My thoughts, it's very fast, Very fast. I mean, within the first like 30 page, I'm on page 144. This is like day 2 of reading it. Within like the first 30 pages, like they had already reconnected. Not reconnected like buddy. They saw each other, they're in the room together, whatever. So I guess you could say this is also workplace. I don't know if it's second chance yet. It's so fast that what happened 13 years ago, I'm surprised that it's happening the way it did. But where I'm at now, we're just kind of finding out more about not only what happened 13 years ago, but where they were in their own lives, like their thoughts and where they were mentally. So it's making sense that they're getting together. Well, not getting together, but like I could see them getting together in the future. I know it's not going to be a 5. Hey, I was about to say welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next clip. I did finish How to End a Love Story. I ended up giving this a 3.75. It was good. I think I had mentioned that the 2 main characters, Helen and Grant, I think his name was? I think it was Grant. They get together really fast. That's the part that didn't make sense. So we know that, wait, y'all too. We know that they know each other from high school, but that's it, right? It's not second chance. They were never together. In second chance romances, it's normal for them to get together by chapter 10, chapter 8, because the chapters before, we've probably already found out why they broke up, how they met. We have all this background story. We didn't get this in here because it's not second chance. And I just feel like there wasn't a solid base, a solid foundation of them in their past for me to believe that they could get together so quickly because of what did connect them in the past, that tragedy that happened. When I got towards the end, I started thinking about the beginning and I just couldn't stop thinking about it. So it definitely affected my rating. Next, we're gonna zoom through what I had mentioned in the previous clip, or I don't remember which one, where I said that I had been reading so much and reading so fast that I wasn't honestly sitting down with my thoughts and picking up my camera, but we're gonna do that now. We're gonna zoom through it because I have no footage of it, so I just wanna say a couple of little things. I did read the partner plot. I ended up giving that a 4.25. It's a marriage of convenience. We have Xavier and Violet. They were high school sweethearts. They end up, breaking up for whatever reason, and they haven't seen each other in like 10 years or something. But they're both actually in Vegas at the same time. They bump into each other, they're drunk, and they get married, period. They end up finding something about the marriage, I won't say what, but they end up going along with it because they could both benefit from it, and that's that. And they reconnect. It was good. Hold on. Oh my gosh, my mom's on her way. No! It was good, but it wasn't better than The Neighbor Favor, in my opinion. Next. I read Sex, Lies, and Sensibility. I gave that a 4-star. It's a Sense and Sensibility, retelling, reimagining, twist on, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to go over plot because, y'all, I think I mentioned that. I don't remember. I read Relative Strangers in here. And whatever that's about, it's kind of the same thing, except this one does focus more on a romance. It is interracial. The guy is Native. Our FMC is Black. I will say, I listened to majority of it as an audiobook. I had to get used to it because the narrator does both our main character, the main sister, and the younger sister. And the younger sister, oh my gosh, the voice that she did for her was so annoying. It took me a minute to get into it. That's why I started listening to it, and it was a lot better that way. The spicy scenes were spicy. I wasn't expecting that. Tender Beast. I'm gonna just show it to you. I don't know if I have time to talk about it. I read Tender Beast. I gave this a 4-star. I was a little shocked just because I thought I was gonna absolutely love it. Once I finished it and you get the reveal, I wasn't expecting what we got. I don't know if I wanted more. The biggest thing is this book is long. It's over 400 pages. And I appreciate the anticipation. We were fed a bunch of clues, but we were fed so many clues that it does not reveal itself, whatever it is, like the revelation, whatever, until the very end. So it had me anxious, and at some point, sometimes you read books where It's long and they give you so many clues, but sometimes she'll feed you a little treat and you'll get some kind of revelation. It's tiny, but you'll get something. We didn't get none of that in here. You have to wait until the very end, and maybe I just wasn't focusing, which I thought I was. The plot, we have a girl named Sunny. Her brother Dom is being accused of murder. His white girlfriend, I'm mentioning it because it's a part of the plot. And before that, their mom died and left a sticky note for Sunny saying to take care of Dom. So she's trying to figure out what that means. But the saddest part about this book was that Dom was so ostracized from everyone. It was so sad to read. Oh my gosh, I was so frustrated. I would say yes, it is a thriller, but it does feel like a drama because we're not just getting that thriller aspect, we're seeing like the dynamics of the family and whatnot. But yeah, I gave that a 4-star. I think that's all I wanted to talk about in here. I have read another new release since then. That's its own video. Ciao. I think it's time for me to go. But that's it for this video. I just want to quickly wrap up things. I've been reading a ton of new releases. I don't know what to say for myself. Every month I read something new. Let me know down in the comments a book that was published this year that you have read. If not, what is one that you're looking forward to? And I'll see you next week. Bye.